If you have the following astrological placements, I am completely and utterly afraid of you because of the sheer amount of power that you hold. Coming up first, people who have their South Node and Moon in the same sign. First example of this is Tom Brady. People who have these placements tend to have mastered the art of mind over body. These people that have an extremely large threshold for pain makes them extremely good at anything that requires endurance. South Node K2 being the point of detachment, what we have mastered in a past life. Once you learn how to work with it, it becomes your genius. Being able to tap into it makes you someone who can be undefeatable. At the same time, it gives you a sense of detachment and a sense of filtering out what you think from how you react. So when you are out in the field like Tom Brady, you tend to have very little care as to what others are doing or you're going to hurt someone, which is why, if not channeled properly, this placement can sometimes show someone who can be extremely aggressive and even morally cut off. People with these placements are the types to be extremely brutally honest with very little care as to what others might think of them. Tom Brady has been a strong Trump supporter and Republican, regardless to how he has been perceived by others because of it. Donald Trump is also someone who has this placement of Moon with K2, and we all know that he never has a filter and could care less what any of us thinks about him. And regardless to what anyone thinks, there's something extremely powerful yet dangerous about someone who fears nothing. Kanye West also having this placement, also known as someone who has no filter and is very much ruthless as it pertains to voicing his mind and doing whatever it needs to be done in order for him to get to the top. Number 2 is the South Node K2 on your rising sign. People tend to be less outwardly explosive. Unlike the previous placements, these are not the types of people who will just blur out whatever they're thinking, because when K2 is on your rising sign, it tends to ask you to remove your actual self and body from the world. And so these people have an innate power, an extreme innate power, but this power is kind of being played out in the background. So in the background, they are plotting and they are getting everything that they want, regardless of the consequences. Is extremely powerful. Lana Del Rey being a perfect example of interviews. She tends to be extremely removed, but when she's on her own writing that music, baby girl is telling it all and doing all that it takes to get to the top. There are still 3 other placements that do this, so like and follow.